call this meeting to order, and pursuant to Governor Baker, we are meeting remotely for a little bit longer anyway. And if you want to read more about the guidelines, they're available on the websites. We'll start with a roll call. Greg.
Here.
Amy.
Here.
Jeremy.
Present.
Sue.
Here.
And Colleen is here. Okay, so that's all set. On the agenda, I started with recap our meeting with the TA because Evan was at our last meeting and he did say a lot of helpful things. So I didn't know where we wanted to go with that or what we were thinking with that, and if anybody had any ideas.
That spreadsheet he had where he keeps track of all of the capital projects, I thought was really really organized and very comprehensive thing that I think he should get started on probably this year for us.
All right.
But I really like that. He was so organized.
Me too. Second. Yeah, I have already spoken to Jay about like how we're going to do this inventory and like, you know, having all this stuff, and you know, he's behind it. He was very interested to see that spreadsheet once we're going to actually start doing it. And I'm excited that we're going to do the summit and it's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I hope that a date gets set for that sooner than later so that I can plan my vacation around it.
So I did shoot Evan an email about that last week saying that, I don't know if it's too early for that, but I definitely want to try to snag the library space before anybody else does. And he was thinking August. So it wasn't really on his radar, but it is now. And I will keep making sure it pops up until we have a date.
And
August.
End of August.
Yeah, end of August.
Because we're away the second Saturday through the following Saturday. So like the third week we're gone.
And I'm gone
Okay.
the second.
Yeah.
So
August is a huge vacation week, I think, for a lot
Yeah,
of
big vacation month.
Yeah.
plus,
yeah.
I'm not sure the library is even, I mean, I know they're saying they're going to open, but I don't know that they're going to be ready to do room reservations right away. I don't know if they're going to even open on time. I mean,
Right.
These things tend to be a little bit, but yeah.
Thankfully, we know some people, so maybe we can make it work for
You got
the
some
capital
pull?
summit.
I hear
I mean,
there are going to be cats. That's
What?
right.
The musical?
Cats in the library, cats. I'm going to say that on every public meeting until it happens.
Being real cats.
it's gonna ruin the
Library
space.
cats.
I mean,
They
Library.
have to be, yeah, library cats. It's a real thing. You can Google it. There are libraries that have cats. It's a thing.
old libraries that.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it was
there
announced
are
today.
libraries that have
Done.
rats.
We're getting off topic here.
Yes, we are. That's not on the agenda.
There's not.
Okay.
We should put it on one.
All right.
Capital? I'm just asking.
Sorry, what now?
Would a cat be a piece of capital? Just asking.
I don't
It's
feel
bowl and litter
comfortable
box,
answering
man.
that.
Certainly cat food in the litter box.
A $10,000 Himalayan cat, that would be capital.
It runs away immediately. That's what would happen. Okay, so we want to do the spreadsheet. We liked everything you did there. And just to like loop in what he did with ClearGov too, did everybody really appreciate that? I know I did, and I would like to see us doing that as well here. And it sounds like a lot of experience.
Okay, so I had heard, and I don't know where I got this from. Maybe it was when we were doing GSC research, that ClearGov is not that great. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's an interface issue. I don't know if it's the towns aren't actually putting the data in it issue.
You're thinking of OpenGov.
Am I thinking of OpenGov? I mean, that could be. Sure.
So for the ClearGov part that I'm talking about is like capital projects. And it does sound like a lot of that'll be just information we're uploading. So what you might be remembering is the information might not be the level of accuracy the GSC was looking for. Whereas when it's just for us, it's, hey, here's the project, this is what phase it's in. It's like when you're getting delivery from Amazon. It's like, it's on the truck, it's almost there, it's at your house. Like that's what we're going to be doing with our capital projects,
Okay.
is my thought. So it won't be something that just fun, pictures and progression and something that tangible things people can go look at is what I was thinking.
No, I agree. I think that'd be great for the public. Right? We see a lot of questions online about, what's the progress of the Common Project? When's the Main Street project starting? Like all of that. And it's out there. It's just really hard to find.
Yep.
Needs to be brought together and coordinated and organized and put together so everyone can go to one place and find it all.
Yep. I agree. That's exciting.
When the library just did a dump of all those photos recently on Facebook, I was like, I loved looking at them. I thought they were really fun. But having it in one, like Sue was saying, in one spot so you can check out all of the projects at once would be the plan. So we'll figure out how to do that. Maybe William might be a good resource for that, because he seems pretty savvy. Ask him if he can help us with that.
It's nice to have that from a historical perspective too, because while I'm sure the Historical Society has some stuff, I don't think they have like a server with bunches of pictures and things like that. I haven't seen any evidence of that. If they do, that'd be awesome if that were public. But it would be great to have even just put the library project in, even though it's done, just to have kind of like a starting point and, because hopefully we're not going to have to do that again. So it'd be nice to have it all in the system and everybody know what was done in, 2021. This is what we did. This is what we had.
Mhm.
So
I like it.
I like it.
Okay. So we're ticking through this really quickly because I think it's going to be circling back and getting plans from Evan, asking William, and then having more information next time. Setting goals for this summer. On our next meeting, we should put reorganize on there so that if people want to have a turn doing different positions, we'll give that a shot. So we'll add that to our next meeting. How often you guys want to meet over the summer? Are you comfortable with once a month still?
Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we could do that until after we have the big summit, then we'll probably meet a little more often,
Yep.
so.
So I know, sorry, Amy, go ahead.
I was going to say, do we know what the role of this committee will be at the summit? Will we just be observing? Will we, will somebody need to kind of introduce the committee and the purpose of the committee to the department heads?
I kind
Okay.
of had the impression we would just be observing.
Okay, so we're just there to observe. Okay.
That's my impression anyway, but I don't know.
I just didn't know if, and maybe this is, maybe Evan's already done this. Maybe he's already introduced the process to the department heads. Because this year was very weird.
Right.
Because they had Carter at the start of the process and now they have Evan. And so I wonder if it might be a good idea to, maybe Evan's already planning to do this. I don't know. But just to make sure that everybody is clear on the process, starting with the summit.
It's my understanding that there was always a capital summit happening with department heads and the previous town administrator, but CIPC just wasn't really looped in. And then they had that one at Tufts that was kind of open to the public for everybody, just to kind of like inform you of what was going on more than hearing the whole process. So I'm leaning towards what Sue is saying too. We're just there to witness it all and maybe capture some information. So when we go through our process, it makes more sense why we're doing what we're doing or deciding what we're deciding more than anything. And maybe that role
Hopefully we
changes
can-
over the years, but
Hopefully we can ask some follow-up questions from some of the departments after their presentation, just to have some clarification on some things. Hopefully we'll be allowed to do that.
That's a good point, Sue.
another thing for this summer is CPC. They're having a workshop in June, and it's going to be all about how their grant process works. So if you guys are interested and a lot of us want to attend, I'll reach out to the chair and say, is it possible that, you kind of entertain us a little bit if we have questions? Because I think it's really important for us to have a very healthy understanding of their process. So when we're saying, did you check with CPC or are you in the process? We understand what we're saying. So we're not wasting anybody's time, but at the same time, utilizing our resources to the best of their ability. So maybe if we see something that we decide to put in for CPC because we think, hey, this works. I don't know. But I think that's going to be a valuable workshop that we're aware of, and that's happening in June. I don't have the date. I don't know if it's posted yet, but I can shoot that out to you guys. And I mean, if not everybody wants to go, I plan on going, but if
Yeah.
more than 3 of us plan on going, I'll notify them and I'll post just so that it's clear that we're there.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. I don't know if they're planning to do it. Given when the restrictions might be lifted or, will be lifted, or, if they're planning it in person or if they're doing it Zoom, I don't know. But yeah, I would like to attend if I can.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
post it in case we have a quorum.
Yeah, okay, so as soon as they post, I'll post, and just so everyone's clear on what that meeting is, that it's not mandatory, of course, but I'm posting just to be safe.
And
Okay.
Kyle's not here tonight. He may want to, since
Mhm.
he's not seen that either, Kyle, he's not here, so he might want to.
Same with that. Yep. Okay. So yeah, that seems like a quick meeting tonight, but that was pretty much all I had to talk about besides minutes. Was there anything else people wanted that was on the agenda that they saw that I missed? Greg, I'm looking at you.
No.
Okay.
The last list we prioritized, and that's our capital list for this year. Are we going to be using that same list after we hear the summit? I imagine there'll be things added to that. So,
Yeah, I think when you say list, you mean the 5-year plan?
yes.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
we cut off at, the only reason I'm thinking this is we kind of cut off at George Hill Road, and our road is really bad.
It's wretched. It is.
It's terrible. So it's just a mess. It's getting worse.
I think that's going to be a deep dive with a lot of planning for that one.
Yep.
But I don't know.
So, but I'm looking forward to the summit.
Me too. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Excited to be a part of it and just to witness it and see it.
Oh, I guess I can provide a little bit of an update from the schools. The ADA assessment
Mhm.
that we were hoping was going to happen over the summer is going to take a lot longer than Jay thought. So we're looking to not have results of that until spring. So it's very likely that we may kind of miss the window, if they're, capital items, and we'll just deal with that as it comes. But we're looking to get grants to cover as much as possible, is my understanding. But you won't see ADA stuff probably, because the deadline for departments to submit is probably going to be January. Is that right? Did I remember that right?
For the capital projects?
Yeah. Are they going to submit by January?
No, it's sooner than that. I think they have to
Yeah,
get it.
it's in the fall.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
September or October for us, and then we have that time to work
Right.
it out.
Okay. Well, again, this year was weird.
Yeah, we had a condensed time frame, but
So yeah, you won't see any ADA stuff from the schools.
okay.
That was a bit of a disappointment, but
Why is it going to take so long? Just so many schools.
so many buildings. So yeah. I could tell he was disappointed. I'm disappointed. I was hoping we'd be able to get the assessment done over the summer and then, get right into it, but nope. So,
It can't trickle out information like as each building is done with, or is it important
apparently
to
it
have it
doesn't,
all?
apparently it doesn't work that way, is what I surmised from the discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, these
Okay.
companies like to just do the whole thing, and they could come back with, oh, move this from this building to this building and that kind of stuff. So you want to, I don't know if that's even plausible for us, but that's the way it is.
Yep. No,
The
it's good to
company,
know.
do you know the company?
I don't off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I'd have to go back and look.
That's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they would
Well-
want to do the whole thing and then just give their.
Yeah, I imagine they would, if they don't send someone in to present to the committee, then they might Jay and Anita might, or Jay and Tony, or, they might present to school committee. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I would assume they would come in.
I would hope so, because you'd have questions for them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, are we even qualified to ask questions about ADA accessibility? I mean, they're the experts. They know
Well,
the
they're
height the
experts.
doorknobs need to be, and
Yeah.
all that stuff. And there are some things that we know already. So we just, haven't been able to do them all. So
Well, that should be interesting when it comes back.
Yeah.
And expensive.
probably. I imagine it's gonna take a long time. I don't think it's gonna be it's gonna take the town a long time, I guess, too, right? I mean, there's plenty of stuff that needs to be done.
Are there programs similar to Train that focuses on just ADA compliance where you can get it all done and you pay it off over 10 years or something like that?
I don't know, but this company probably would know that and be able to recommend some stuff. But yeah. But I mean, what I'm anticipating seeing is like a phase list. Like, here are the red items that need to be done immediately.
Yeah.
Here are the, yellow items that, budget for it next year. Here are the, I anticipate there can be levels. I'm hoping there's not anything that's too glaring. But I mean, I think fixing the playground at South Grafton Elementary is a big one.
Hmm.
The asphalt there, that's a big problem. So I imagine I believe that's getting done.
It is. We funded it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So we're gonna get ahead of that. So that'll be good.
Well, there are a couple of things on the capital that would be done for the school for ADA, so
Yeah, that's the big,
you're ahead of the game. You've got 2 projects on the capital list.
doesn't feel like we're ahead of the game, Sue.
Easy.
I mean, at least we know we have the funding, right? Like, we have some of the funding through the override. So
Yeah.
that's gonna help. But certainly,
Grants is going to be a big help as well.
what is?
Getting grants
Yeah.
will
hope
be a
so.
big help.
And is that something William is helping with, Colleen? Is he doing grant writing or no?
It's my understanding that he's helping to, I think he's kind of becoming like this super catch-all, honestly, but he has looked at some stuff, I believe. Yes. I don't know if that's his main function at all, but
I knew it was like marketing and
communications.
and then something around staff management or something like that.
Right.
He got a couple of grants for us already, didn't he? No?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I thought the one that was grant writing was another position, but it may have been just a proposed or.
It was proposed, yeah. I think what's his name? Carter brought that up when he was here. We needed a grant writing position.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, the thing with grant writing is you roll the dice. We already tried to get one and we didn't get it for just the schools. We didn't get it. You roll the dice when there's only $1 million available and 56 school districts apply for it. It's a crapshoot.
Yep.
I guess we'll try for that one next year. See if we get it. It'd be nice if the state just funded this stuff instead of making us jump through hoops for it, wouldn't it? Oh, did I say that out loud?
You said that out loud.
Was I not supposed to?
It was said for many, many years in this town. Unfunded mandates are our favorite thing. So,
Our state gives us mandates and does not fund them. So, yeah. Good times.
All right. Does anybody want to make a motion for the minutes of April 8th?
So moved.
second.
Okay, to approve the minutes. So moved.
Yeah.
Second. Great. All right. So I have a motion and a second. Anybody want to discuss those minutes?
Good job, Greg.
Great job, Greg. Yep. All right. So we'll go Greg,
Aye.
Amy,
Aye.
Jeremy,
Abstain.
Sue,
Aye.
and Colleen. Aye. Okay. So motion passes. Jeremy,
I was
you're not
not
gonna-
making right out all the names.
I wasn't here, so it seems wrong to vote on
Oh, okay.
You could have
I
watched the
recently learned
recording.
it's okay to vote.
Yeah, I could have, I didn't, I'm sorry.
You might want to now. You might
Well,
want to,
yes, obviously.
obviously.
An arrow through our heart. He didn't want it.
Put those in the next meeting minutes. Jeremy
Yeah.
not keeping up.
That's right. You know, hey.
We want
you miss one meeting.
volunteers.
You just, I
Volunteers.
focused my energies on being caught up for this meeting. So
Okay,
I was prepared and ready and on time, so.
that's true. Appreciate it on all accounts.
Yeah, if you watch the recording and you have any questions, let us know. We were all there. No, it was a good meeting.
I heard there was a lot of good energy coming out of the group after it. I just completely missed it. Didn't have it on my calendar. Wasn't until the emails afterwards came out that I was like, oh, oops.
Oops.
It's all right. It
Apologies for
happens.
that.
Happens to everybody.
When do you guys want to meet in June? Or do you want to just call the CPC one our meeting in June, or do you want to pick a date in June?
The Finance Committee's meeting June 23rd.
Okay, so not that day.
So not that day because we have to share their Zooming.
Yep.
And
I'm willing to bet you guys are going to be back in person, Sue, by then.
I don't know. Everyone's anxious to do that, but I don't know. It's probably going to be up to Evan. And do you know if we have to be 3 feet apart or?
I don't know. I know the governor just extended it to September to allow us to meet on Zoom. I know that for CIPC, we will probably, you don't think so, Amy? What are you shaking your head for?
I'm shaking my head because the governor filed legislation. It's not a done deal. It has to go through the legislature.
Well, I
Not
have, in
approved yet.
my mind, made it a done deal, so I am living that way. Thank you, you're right.
But we don't have to, there's no distancing requirement for public meetings included in the list of exceptions. The exceptions are public transportation, education.
Right, but if he lets people go back through Zoom, I just wondering though, if, since we're all in a room together, if he's going to have some guidelines for indoor meetings.
I don't know. I didn't see that in the legislation. I only saw an extension of
Well, that's what I read too, but I
that
would
stuff.
think they're going to kind of add more.
Yeah, maybe.
So. Oh, I know. Hopefully everybody's vaccinated because I don't want to wear a mask.
Well, I hope we get to keep Zoom because I know for CIPC, this helps. CIPC struggled to get quorums a lot of the time, and we would show up and we wouldn't be able to hold a meeting. And I think having this Zoom capability allows committees like this to thrive. It might not work for all committees, but I know for this one particularly, it helped immensely.
If only Jeremy would remember.
He's here. He's here. Let's bash the people who didn't show up. Like, where's Kyle? Where's Mike?
Kyle.
Let the record show, I searched my email for an old invite to that meeting I missed and I could not find one, so. I'm not passing the buck. I'm just saying I tried to find where I dropped the ball.
It's in your spam folder.
It's not immediately visible, so.
And I once again did not get the reminder email.
In fairness, that might have been my fault because the last meeting might have been that weird one where it was labeled finance committee meeting and I screwed
was
up. So
like
I'll
March.
own that, Jeremy. That was my fault. Just trying to make it difficult.
Oh, thanks. I really don't mind taking the hit. It wasn't a blatant disregard for the meeting. I just legitimately have no idea.
All right. Well, we got everything done. So if you guys want to make a motion to adjourn,
Oh, that's an easy minutes for you, Greg.
it's probably already in our mailbox. Like it's probably done.
Probably already
He's
moved.
waiting for the time and then he's sending it.
He doesn't know who's going to make the motion though.
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Second.
All right. Motion in a second. Greg,
Aye.
Amy,
Hi.
Jeremy,
Aye.
Sue,
Aye.
Colleen, I. All right. We are adjourned.